Welcome to the Monday Morning Motivation Community. This is your space to recharge, share inspiration, and grow together with like-minded people and coaches. Every Monday, we rise stronger, ready to shift our mindset and create positive change in ourselves and others.
Here we go. So good morning, everyone. It's bright and early. It is Monday morning in China. I'm in the beautiful Caribbean island of Jamaica. That's between North America and South America. South America, for those who do not know where Jamaica is. And today we have another wonderful lineup, another wonderful wordsmith, someone who loves poetry and the use of words. So we're anticipating a wonderful time this morning. And as we said last week, we're celebrating 6 years of Monday morning motivation, of saying stop making excuses and just wake up and greet the morning and make the best of the day and the week. So here we are. This is our August lineup. Last week we had a wonderful speaker, Nader, who spoke. He's a Hardsmith, and he gave us some really thought-provoking and intriguing items to reflect on. I hope that we had the chance to do so. Today we are having another kind of Hardsmith, wordsmith, Tshepo. He's an author, musician, and poet. And then next week we'll have our previous CEO, Jenny Jacob, and then we have Adrian. So these are a wonderful lineup for the month of August, and we are so excited about all the wonderful items that these persons will be presenting to us. So this is our growth zone, and that's our code, and these are our team members. And as you know, we have been doing this since 2019, every single Monday morning. We have been sharing with vast amount of persons all over the world, over 6,000 members across the globe on WeChat, Telegram, WhatsApp, all of those platforms. So our vision is to create a global community and platform, igniting motivation, positivity, and personal growth, starting from early Monday mornings. And our mission is to deliver motivational webinars, encouraging productive habits and self-improvement. Here we have our purpose, slogan, and of course, our core values. And here we have our team, and you can see Nader, Rosalind, myself, Adrian, and so many others who have been working assiduously behind the scenes to ensure that we bring to you quality, engaging, and motivational webinars every single Monday morning. So here we are on Telegram, LinkedIn, Instagram, and WeChat. You can join our communities and share with us as well. And today I will allow our speaker, because I can't call his last name, I'll allow our speaker to just tell us a little bit about himself and to present his PPT for us, all about poetry and the impact of poetry on today's world. Welcome, Tshepo.
Good morning, Monday Morning Live, and good afternoon for those who are not in China, and maybe evening for those in Jamaica. Good to see your faces this morning. My name is Tshepo, and my surname is Matlheketlha. That's probably the hardest part of my name, but I am happy to be here as your host. I am an author of a poetry anthology titled That Cloud Has a Silver Lining. And I've also started some social media platforms where I perform the poetry live, as well as share snippets of my poetry to keep my audience engaged. I'm currently living and working in China as a mathematics and science grade 6 and 7 teacher. So yeah, that's who I am in a snippet, in a very short. I do play music, and I also still write more. I'm currently working on my second project, but you'll find out soon. Yes.
So go ahead, you can begin.
If I may,
Poetry.
so
Yes,
that
go
we
ahead.
have Oh, all right. Yes. Let me check if my first slide. Yes, please switch on my first slide, Jenny. I can't see it from my side. Yes, you can make it live, of course. Okay, so today's title is Digital Poetry, and I'd like to delve into it. I want to actually know what you know about digital poetry. If you even heard the word, please do type what your idea was immediately when you heard me say digital poetry. I'll give you at least 1 minute to give what you think your idea is. What is your idea of digital poetry? The chats are open.
Go ahead, Rosalind. You can read that for me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Rosalind, or you
Oh,
can go ahead and read the chat.
Rosalind.
Can you see
Rosalind
the
says,
chat?
perhaps it's sorry.
No, sorry. I
I
wanted
can
to
see the
write
chat
like
says.
maybe it's like a poems with like a music, or it's like a with audio, or maybe it's like a poem with like a how do you say, like a with visuals. So maybe it's like that's why it's digital is making the best of like our senses on top of the beautiful like, poetry.
Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, Rosalind. I like where your mind is at. Yeah. That is, you've got an idea. Yeah. Okay. Since only one person will answer, let's move on. Digital poetry is basically digital. I mean, it's poetry in the digital age. In our modern day, it's found on social media and digital platforms and in different forms. So the traditional poetry that we know is opening a poetry book and reading probably the likes of Shakespeare or Ernest Hemingway or any other poetry. But in the digital age, we don't carry books anymore. So why is digital poetry so important? It's because nowadays, even just having a page feels like such a burden and a chore when it's actually not. Poetry was meant to relieve us of the stress that we had, but having to find the poetry book now is a problem. It's easier to find your phone than to find a poetry book, and that's why digital poetry is so important. It takes out the inconvenience, but it also still gives the same function and beauty of poetry. So on to our next slide. Yes, Jenny, please move to the next slide. What do you see on your screen? And what does it make you think about? What do you see and think about? This is in terms of you relating to poetry. What do you see and what do you think? I will open this one for 1 minute and you can share what you see and what you think about this image that's in front of you. Please don't be afraid. I'm just a poet and I'm just a teacher.
Okay, I'm seeing color, shapes, sizes, different expressions. Yes, that's what I'm seeing. Not just the duck and her ducklings. Yes. I'm seeing background.
Yes.
I'm seeing texture and shapes, color.
I'm
Yes.
seeing the
Oh,
I'm seeing the metaphor
thank
of
you
all the
so
ducks
much,
lining
Jennifer.
up.
I like. Uh-huh.
I'm seeing the metaphor of all the ducks lining up. The ducks
Okay.
are bizarre colors.
Yes. That is also a good observation. Okay. Wow. And then let me read for you. Rosalind says, for me, I think of unique ducklings of own color or own identity following the mom duck. That is also nice, Rosalind. Thank you for that. And because the 1 minute is up, I appreciate what you observed. And did you notice their faces show that, yes, what Rosalind has said is that they have different characters, each of the ducklings' characters. And the fourth one is actually thinking about a way of doing something that the mom wouldn't want them to do, you know? But what actually made me put this on your screen is because of the famous nursery rhyme, Five Little Ducks Went Out One Day. Yep. Nowadays, it's on YouTube and it's on Instagram, but it was so important. Back in the days, we didn't even think about how the ducks looked. And we just knew the song. Five little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 and only four little ducks came back. And because of this nursery rhyme, children learned how to sing and they learned how to understand the emotions of the mother duck, the emotions of being lost, and also they learned how to count. So poetry has so much power. And even in today's age, now that they can visualize it, it teaches them far more than what it could teach us back before it was digital. All right, on to the next slide. Jenny. And I want to tell you about the evolution of poetry. What we saw here is elementary. In elementary stages, children don't even get to read the book. They just learn it directly from the teacher. But poetry then the evolution of poetry moved to on page and on book. So most of the poetry we learned in elementary was from a book that a teacher gave to us and we had to read. But later on, the evolution moved off books and onto the screen, actually onto the stage. I think my thing got smudged. Yes. So Shakespeare took poetry and put it on stage so that people could see what he was writing. And that was the beauty of it. There was a time when poetry was always on stage, but then it moved from that to being musical. And the musical era came and it filled us with a lot of rap song, but also R&B and everything we dance and listen to. And poetry went wider through our radio and very soon reached our TVs. From that TV, it moved to laptops and computers. And right now it's on our cell phones, which is on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and on apps such as Poetry Corner and the likes of which I will mention later. But that's the evolution of poetry in this day and age. All right, next slide, please. I've got two more engaging pictures. This one of the tree. What you see, let me see. Yes, what effect does this image leave on you? What effect does this image leave on you? Please do read it, even if it means you tilt your head a little like that. And the polls are open. 1 minute. In fact, let's give you 2 minutes because this one does require some thinking.
Well, there's rhyme and there's imagery, symbolism, personification, but also when you're looking at trees, I love visiting like the US where the trees, the leaves turn colors in autumn, like they're vivid yellow, orange, reds. Even in China, we see that. And I love autumn because it's just so many vivid colors coming out and it fills the air, it fills your life. It's so many new things. and you anticipate new adventures, right? Yes.
Oh, that is beautiful, Jennifer. That is very beautiful. Let me read on the comment section here. We've got Rosaline who said, "This image leaves me with a beautiful tree that allows us to breathe and enjoy the fresh breeze in the early morning of summer." Wow. Hey, Rosaline, you are quite the poet. And Rosanna, "It reminds me of elementary school, learning about concrete poetry, having a lot of fun, enjoying the autumn breeze, and sketching trees during recess." Wow, this is amazing. Okay, wow, I would have loved to hear a lot of other people, but I'm guessing our 2 minutes has passed on. So I want you to realize in this tree, not only is the wording going around the tree, so that even though you're reading so that your body moves to the words. You are in it. It forces you to be part of it. You visualize it, you move your body towards it, you have an understanding, so you're totally immersed into the poetry. This type of poetry is called visual poetry, and it has lived for quite a long time, but it is still relevant and is still powerful today. Right now, we have three people's thoughts of how the tree makes them feel. It took them right back to that moment of joy as a kid. And that's exactly what it's meant to do. I've also noticed that it talks about color and size and change and shape, so that we learn to appreciate even the small things in our lives. Poetry is meant to make you stop and think about small moments that are worthy to be appreciated. And that's the power of digital poetry, because now I've got it on your screen. Had I not, you would have to go find a book and search for the page, but it's accessible to you in this age. Right now, we're sharing one poem across how many countries, Jennifer? Many,
Yeah,
many.
there are about 5 countries here presented today. Yeah.
Exactly.
Really international, right?
Yes, international. Poetry has just been shared. And I want to move on to the next slide. Would you please click that for me? So there are different types of poetry: micro poetry, visual poetry, open mic, musical poetry. Nowadays, musical poetry, I think, is the easiest to find because you don't even search for it. You hear it wherever you go. It's on our songs, on our music, in shops, wherever you go. But there's open mic, which at one stage was quite big, but it's mostly found on YouTube. And there's visual poetry, which is on Pinterest. So when you go on Pinterest and you search, you will definitely find there's a couple of more of these social media websites that you can find poetry like that, as well as micro poetry. Micro poetry is found mostly on Instagram, where people make it in video, short video form, um, and it's very nice and engaging in a very short space of time. Still effective. Please go to the next page for me. Next slide. And nowadays there are apps, poetry apps, that I can suggest. I'm going to suggest only 4 of them because I actually searched once and I found more than 20. So these I found to be very effective. The Poetry Corner is the one I use the most because it's a library of poetry, both old age and new age. However, there's also Posy, the daily poetry app, which you can not only write your poetry, but also read other people's newly written poetry. There's the Poem Hunter, which puts all the famous poems together as a library, and that means even the current famous poets can be found there too. There's also Rhymer's Block. This one is a very interesting one where you can write your own poetry, but they suggest rhymes with words that you write. So if you're not so good at rhyming, you go and you type an apple a day keeps the, and it will rhyme with that. And that is how nice that app is for poetry. All right, next slide, please. So how can you engage in digital poetry? In today's age, you can either find a poet that you follow on social media and engage in chats after watching or listening to their short snippets of poetry. One of my favorite people to listen to is Katie Hill Perry. She's a rapper, but now she's a preacher, but she's a poet. And when you engage, you have a deeper meaning and deeper understanding of her poetry. Also, know how to stop and listen to moments in time. Sometimes what people are saying as motivation is actually poetry. And it's good for your soul as well, not just for your mind. Download a poetry app like the ones that I've been showing you, or you could buy a digital poetry book like my book. I'll tell you about that in the next slides. But also find alternative channels of poetry online. So it does not have to be just Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. There are a whole lot of others where you could just go and you find a poetry blog of which people engage on one poem per day. So I think there are options, and your homework being, please do at least one of these. I'm hoping that you will join a community of poets. Next slide, please. So, in conclusion, in the digital age where distractions are endless and meaningful connections can feel elusive, poetry offers a timeless refuge. It slows us down, connects us to our emotions, and reminds us of the beauty in life's smallest details, like a tree. Yes, that is the beauty of digital poetry. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my book. My book is quite interesting as well. It is currently physical and digital. So when you log on to Amazon, you will find the digital version, just like on Smashwords, Barnes and Noble, and Take a Lot. Now that today's topic is digital poetry, I do advise people to buy the digital version so that you don't have to have the book itself. It's quite big, but that's the beauty of having it at home on your shelf. You could open it. However, the beauty of having it on your phone is even better because you always have it with you wherever you go. And you can find me on social media. I have a YouTube channel. I have an Instagram channel too. I am findable on Facebook and TikTok with the same name. I will be rebranding soon, so when you found me already, the name will change to the Silver Typer. I mean, the Silver Voice. It used to be the Silver Typer, but I'm changing it to the Silver Voice. But you'll only find that out once you join me on social media. Do go to the next slide, please, Jenny. So I do have upcoming events. In fact, this past Saturday, one of my events that was hosted by me was on YouTube, and it was a live event called Poetry Night. So I do poetry nights once every month for about 30 minutes where I share my poems for a 30-minute period with my guitar, and I get to delve deep into what each poem means. So if you are part of my team and my group that's on social media, you will know about this because I announce it. And then on my Instagram, I also post shorts of poetry and shorts of verses as well. So my Instagram is more active. That's why I'm only going to talk about it. Once a week, I'll be posting something poetic, short and sweet, just like the ones that you saw on this presentation. And I hope that, just like a doctor says, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, a poem a day keeps the emotions awake. So do find me on my social media and do find these upcoming events. My numbers are down there, so you can add me on WeChat and send me a personal message if you do need any of the links personally. And also, I've got a website that's thesilvervoice.com, and my email address is there too. Otherwise, I think I'm right on time.
Wow, amazing, amazing. We're living in an age where persons just want something like a microwave thing, but I'm old school and I still write my poems using pencil and paper. But give us a task, Tipo. Maybe today we can try a little poetry about whatever topic, and we can try to rhyme as well. I know that we all have a little poet inside of us somewhere. We can try
Oh,
to
I believe
invert it
that.
this morning. and craft our first poem, even
Oh,
a two-line, right? So,
excellent. I
yes,
can do that, Jennifer. If
yes,
we can use our 4 minutes, let's do that. You
yes.
heard me say right now, a poem a day keeps the emotions awake. I'd like you to take at least 3 minutes or two to write something about what you could gain from a poem. It can rhyme, and even if it doesn't, make sure it's within 3 sentences max. A poem a day. That's your starting phrase. A poem a day. Da 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 da. I will be looking on my screen. 3 minutes starting now. Oh, Rosaline said, "Can we listen to one of your poetry with your guitar?" Oh, Rosaline. If only I had more time, because my guitar is not with me right now. However, I could throw a rhyme or two for you at the end of this presentation. Okay, after you guys do the homework, I will do that for you. Okay, Jennifer looks like she's busy writing something. I can't wait to hear it.
It's keeping my emotions awake. As you said, poetry keeps our emotions awake. So I'm writing. Yeah,
Okay.
I like writing poems because they really evoke, they're an expression of how you feel. And not all poems are
Mm,
sweet and tidy. Some are just ragged. It's just the way you feel. And we can
yeah.
express how we feel or emotions through poetry,
Mm,
using pen and paper as I do, or using the, your digital items and
mm.
placing them out there, because Instagram is loaded with poets like yourself,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they are really doing quite well. And for those who would like to earn from their poetry, there are also platforms in which you can write and earn from your poems as well. So it is an
Yes.
additional source of income for those who are poets and would like to earn extra money. People out there are
Most
looking for
definitely.
poets to write and craft beautiful poems for them for their books or whatever. Yes?
That is true. That is so true, Jennifer. Wow, I like what you shared right now, Jenny. That is actually so true. Even Fiverr has opportunities for poets to write and be paid for it. And they're not the only ones. A lot of times, marketing companies have offered poets to throw a rhyme to make their slogan work well into each other. And yeah, there are many opportunities for poets, especially in this digital age. We are accessible and available to be used with this beautiful gift called poetry. Yeah. All right. I see that. Yes, well, it's 1/2 past. So I'm gonna share a line from one of my favorite poems that I wrote just to um, heed to Rosaline's request. So this poem was titled "More Than This." I like the way you love me. I like the way you handle me. I like the way you're above me, way above, yet within me. I try, you say it's tried. I pay, you say it's paid. I say, you say it's paid. Every time that I look back, I think you're 10 steps ahead. Yet when I look forward, you make me realize that I'm a million footsteps behind instead. In gemstones, we look to see true monetary favor. Yet in you, I look to seek my true, long lasting flavor. Yep, I'll end it there. Find the rest on YouTube.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm going to read mine. Can I read mine, Tipo?
Please
Yes?
do. Please, Jenny. Yes.
A poem a day makes me dance and sway. I raise my
Oh,
arms to the smiling sun and wave them around to my laughing Sun,
Oh,
homophones, yes?
oh,
That's it.
oh,
That's how
oh,
far I reach.
oh, oh.
Yes.
Yes, this is me snapping for you, Jenny. I love it. I love it. Ooh, okay, we've got Rosaline. She says, a poem a day with music on the way helps our soul dance all day. Wow, Rosaline. Ah, the poet has come alive. I love it.
It goes with music. A poem a day with music on the way helps our soul dance all day.
Wow.
Just took like the
You sound
guitar
like
to try it.
yes, yes.
See, we are
I
all
find it.
filled with creative powers within us. Yes. If we just try to harness them, get them out and put them out in the world, there are persons who will really appreciate what we have to offer. Yes.
Yes.
So your last words for us today, Tipo. Go ahead.
My last words for today is go and be appreciative of the gift that's in you. Go and appreciate the gift that's in you and use it to serve others.
Excellent, excellent. So that was our poet, musician, author, Tipo shared his appreciation for poetry and brought us a little bit about digital poetry. So there's a vast market out there for poets in whatever form. So go out there, express appreciation, and live to the fullest. So do we have any other comments at this time? For those who had to leave, we really, really thank you for joining us this morning. And we anticipate your presence next Monday, where we'll have Janine here, of course, sharing her flavor all around and her about her podcast and all of that. She's doing a tremendous work.